It's a brand new year, so what better way to start it than mood reading? Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this week's reading vlog. This week is the first reading vlog of 2026, which means we get to read our first books of the year together. I'm really excited that 2026 is here, and I think it's going to be such a good year of reading for me, so let's get right into it, and let's start off 2026 by mood reading. First things first, we need to pick my first book. It is January 1st, so it's officially time to pick my first book of the year. I'm hoping to start 2026 off with a really strong one. So, these are my TBR shelves. Yes, they're huge. We have a lot. I'm thinking I want something fun and interesting and fluffy, but not too fluffy. So yeah, I'm thinking a romance book, but nothing too fluffy because I just read a bunch of fluffy Christmas ones. But also nothing too heavy because this is the first read of the year, so I feel like I need something just kind of fun. So, let's pick out our book. These are my romance shelves. You're picking out a book?
You told me I was.
I thought you didn't want to pick out a book.
What's this one? Mile High. Is it not too heavy?
They also have it on Kindle. We picked out this one, didn't we? So yeah, we're going to start off with Mile High by Liz Tomford, or Tom Forda. I'm not really sure. But as part of the Windy City series, it is book number 1. It is a sports romance. He is a hockey player for Chicago, and she is a flight attendant. I believe it's enemies to lovers. So I'm really excited to start this one. Also, I hurt my wrist, and it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read this one. And then when my wrist is hurting me too bad, I can read my Kindle version. So Grammy's here. First book of the year. It's this way. See? So, I'm excited. Let's start our 2026 reads. I'm very excited to tell you guys that I finished Mile High by Liz Tomford this weekend, and I really ended up enjoying it. It was so fun, so let me give you some basic thoughts on it, shall I? First off, yes, I hurt my wrist, so I spent most of the weekend just laying around reading on my Kindle, feeling pretty down, so there's not really any footage of that. I apologize, but that is why it's the weekend reading. So I finished up this book, and yes, let me tell you my thoughts. I took some notes down throughout so that when I did get my camera out, I could tell you. So first thoughts about the book were that both the main characters were both so sassy, which I thought was funny and I thought was fun, but it was definitely like, wow, they're both just so sassy and so like stubborn and kind of like assholes, and I enjoyed it. I thought we had a really fun dynamic. So that was like my first thoughts on the book, and then I feel like the first chunk of the book really kind of showed like the casualness of both the characters and how they treated romance separately, not like with each other, but just both how they like thought about romance and how like she's a flight attendant, so she, you know, could have flings in different cities, and he's a star hockey player, so he can, you know, have flings in different cities. So I feel like that was kind of like the beginning of the book was kind of like about that kind of stuff. It wasn't too spicy or anything like that. It was just kind of like, hey, this is what our characters are typically like. This is what they've been up to. So I thought that was kind of fun to see, like, all right, let's set the basis for it, and then like let's really dig in. So like during that part of the book, I'm like, okay, this is fun, this is interesting, but I wasn't like crazy invested or hooked. Then I say maybe about like 30-35% in, it started to get a little bit more fun and a little bit more. It was fun the whole time. Don't get me wrong, but a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting and a little bit spicier, and I really liked it. I feel like this book had a lot of yearning in it, and I'm a huge fan of yearning. I'm not one that like needs the spice or the connection to wait till the end. Like I don't need that slow burn, but I love that yearning. Like that yearning. It's like that's what gets me. But yeah, so I love that. That's really funny. That is actually my next comment that I want to tell you guys was that I love that there's like a slow build to it, but it's not like too slow where it doesn't make you feel like you're like dragging along, waiting for it. You get all these little snippets throughout, and then like it continues to slow burn. So I really like that you get like trinkles that are like good trinkles throughout, and then it continues to build and burn, which I really enjoyed. I just wanted to put this because I feel like this is such a trope that so many of us love, and it's just he falls first, he falls hard. Yeah, That's that comment. But yeah, so I really started to like it because like I really liked like that slow burn, but like that spiciness and that connection that we're getting throughout and all that kind of stuff. I really really enjoyed that. And then I will say I put down that this is for people who are fans of sports romance but don't need a ton of sports in it. I feel like towards the end of the book, the last like 30% got a bit more sportsy. Funny thing to say considering I actually do enjoy sports, but got a bit more sports centric and like a little bit more about like that. But like the first chunk of the book really, like they mentioned that he was like a hockey player and like that kind of stuff, but it wasn't really that like sports centric. It's not like there was tons of sports talk or anything like this. So this like if you like sports romance but you don't want a ton of sports, this is a great book for that, in my opinion. I wrote down a quote that I absolutely loved, and it's, "You don't have to love your body every single day. That's unrealistic to expect, but I'll be here loving it for the days you can't." That just got me. That was just like, I feel like that's literally like something that every single girl needs to hear. Is like, I understand that like your body image is going to be different every single day, and some days you might feel great, and some days you might feel absolutely terrible. But every single one of those days, the great days, the terrible ones, no matter what, I still think you're beautiful. I will be here loving you and your body no matter what. And I just, yeah, it was just a moment. But there's a lot, I will say. I didn't write them all down because, again, there's a lot of good quotes in this book that, like, I feel like really hit home, which I really, really enjoyed. So that was really fun. And yeah, I ended up really liking this book. I say I give it 4 out of 5 stars. And I'll give it a bit more of an extensive review come my January wrap up. My first full book of January is done. And our next step is going to be picking book number 2. There you go. Picking book number 2. So let me think about what I want. I'm going to browse my to be read shelves. I'm going to pick a couple options and then we will talk about them. Okay, so I gave myself 3 books to pick from. They were all kind of like fantasy novels, perhaps romantasy, kind of something in that genre. I'm thinking they're all still pretty fluffy. I'm really still in the mood for something like fluffy and light. I think it's because I know I have such big goals for this year that I know I'm going to be reading a lot of different kinds of books, a lot of books that are going to be more dense or heavier, and I think I just want to start the year off really light and fluffy and like give myself time to breathe. So we have 3 books to choose from. Let me tell you about them. The first is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yombale. This one looks really, really cute. So, a woman inherits a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets and then embarks on a magical journey when a charming young physicist wanders into the shop in this dreamlike and enchanting fantasy novels. So, our female main character, she inherits a magical shop from her father, and then the first day she owns the shop, she comes in to find it ransacked and her father missing, so he has to go on some kind of adventure to try and save him. So, I thought that sounded really, really fun. Book number 2 is A Fellowship of Librarians and Dragons, which is by Jay Penner. This is actually book number 2 in the Adenashire series. This is a cozy fantasy. Book number 1 was Baker's A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic. So this is book number 2, and it follows one of the side characters from the first book. It's the main character in this book, and it's about Dolly Butterpearl. She is a people-pleasing sunshine dwarf, and she was just happy with her tea magic and her simple life, but then she inherits a dragon egg. Yep, a dragon egg. So, with this newfound responsibility, she has to turn to a gargoyle librarian who's an expert in dragon lore and try to figure out what to do with this dragon egg. And apparently, she uncovers a sinister plot. And yeah, there's a lot going on, but she embarks on an adventure with the help of her loyal friends and newfound love, revealing that embracing her true self is the most enchanting path of all. So, I feel like this one's going to be really sweet and really cute and really fluffy and cozy. So that is option number 2. And then option number 3 is The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. So this one again is fantasy, but I believe this one is more romantasy. And it is vying for the hand of one brother, falling for another. Every citizen of England is granted one bargain from their immortal queen. Girls are expected to bargain for qualities that will win them suitors, such as talent to play piano or a perfect smile, but our female main character, during her debut season, there's a twist. A competition is going on to marry the Queen's Fae son, and it's a prize that could save the female main character's family, and free her older sister from a bargain that destroyed her. It says, yet every glittering Fae deal has a rotting heart, and amidst lavish balls, vicious competition, and a dangerous alliance with the prince's rakish younger brother, Ivy realizes that at the center of this contest lies a dark plot that could destroy all of England and her heart with it. So yeah, those are my 3 options. And honestly, I think I'm reading between one of these 2. So I'm going to look up, I believe this one is going to be a series. I'm going to look up if this is a standalone, and then decide if I want to start with a series or a standalone. And then I will pick, and I will let you guys know, and we will read it together. Okay, so I picked my book, and I picked The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, and I'm really excited for this one. I feel like it's going to be kind of a mix between like Bridgerton and like The Selection, but also have like a fantasy novel aspect to it, and I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really fun. I did look it up, and it does look like there's going to be a second one, so not a standalone, but I'm still really excited, so let's start it together. Look at how beautiful. Diamonds. Now, 1848 is now. Then was 1471. I started reading The Rose Bargain, and I got about 38 pages in yesterday, and I like it so far. I think it's really good. I think it's really fun. I will say that I was really exhausted yesterday, so I was really trying to comprehend it, and it's not that hard to comprehend, but I was so tired that I really needed to like think about this stuff, because I feel like this stuff in the beginning of the book is really, really important. So like you need to pay attention to like the first chunk of the book. I feel like sometimes the first chunk of the book is kind of just fluff, but like I feel like the first few chapters so far of this book are really important. So pay attention to those chapters, I feel like. But I tried to my best. I was falling asleep kind of as I was reading it. But I reread some of the important stuff a few times just to make sure that it was like in my brain. So I stopped after a couple chapters, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I feel like we have met the love interest, both of them, so far, and there's a lot of questions and mysteries, and I'm really interested so far, so I'm excited to see how it goes. And yeah, so we're going to keep reading The Rose Bargain today, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, I'm trying something different with the mic now, so let's see if it actually works. But what I need to do is I need to update some reading things. So the first thing I need to do is update my Fable. My hand is turned dark, so I need to do this fast. I will show you the app link. So this is what it looks like. You have like a home page, and then you also have the profile. And in the profile there's like the reading goal, this cute little flower that tracks it, and you can see like the books you've read each month and each day. You can do like a daily reading habit tracker. So it's really fun. So I'm going to do, I'm going to go to, I feel like she's a 4-star. I feel like that's just what it is. And review is getting public. Is to update my reading journal. So yesterday I read up to page like 250 in the Rose Bargain, and you can see I'm well past half done now. I read another 50 pages this morning, so I'm just at about page 300, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really fun, and it's really cute, and it's really fluffy, but I feel like it moves really fast, so there's a lot that happens. There's a lot of different scenes, and they're also fun and intricate, but there's not much to them. They have to get through them really, really fast. So with that, I wish there was like a little bit more. Like, I'm loving the general storyline of it, and I think it's really fun and really interesting, and I love the characters. I'm really loving all the girls in it. I'm really starting to become a little bit obsessed with them all. So I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun, and occasionally you get like different points of views, which I think is fun. Randomly, you'll just get the point of view of another character. I think that's so much fun. So I'm really enjoying that. But yeah, I just feel like it moves really fast. Like I said, there's so many different scenes and so many different things happen and so many different intricate like details and stuff that I feel like you could really immerse yourself in this world, but it moves so fast that you don't really get immersed. You're kind of just like on to the next thing. But I'm really enjoying it and it's really fun. And the romance, I like the romance. I'm not sure which side I'm rooting for, to be honest. I'm kind of rooting for both sides, which is funny, but I like the romance. But also the romance I feel like moved really fast as well. Like there's not as much substance to it as I expect. Like I feel like there's substance, but like I feel like it's more like inferred substance. Like you get a little quick scene, and then you're supposed to be like, okay, it developed into like big feelings, you know? So a bit more substance would have been fun. But otherwise, I'm really enjoying this book, and I think it's really fun, and I'm hoping to definitely finish it today. I finished up the Rose Bargain, and we will talk about it and my thoughts on it a little bit later in this video. But right now, I just want to pick out my next read, so let's pick it out. I think I need to start tackling my January TBR, so I decided to pick a book off of that, and that is Ship of Spells by H. Layton Dixon, and I'm really, really excited about this one. This one is about a sentient ship. It is a fantasy novel, and it is about a war-scarred mage, so that's our female main character, and then there's a secret that could drown empires. So it sounds like it's really, really, really good. The female main character wakes up in the wreckage of her first naval post, and she thinks that disgrace is going to be upon her, but instead she wakes aboard a different vessel, and it's full of a crew of misfits. There's a mysterious elven captain, and this mission tied to the Dreadwall, which is a crumbling barrier that has kept the overland and the Nether Sea from open war for 100 years. So yeah, it sounds like it's really, really good, and it sounds like our female main character carries a secret everyone wants, a magic that's chimeric, arcane, and slowly killing her. So yeah, everything about that sounds really, really fun, and a little bit different than what I've been reading so far, so I think this should be our next read of 2025. Kind of keep it mixed up for this year so far. We've had a sports romance, we've had a young adults like society fantasy novel, and now we have a fantasy novel about a sentient ship. So let's start this and see how it goes. I think I'm gonna take the ooh, pretty dust jacket off. So this is what we are reading. Here's the beautiful book. Beautiful, beautiful. The beautiful map. I've not read a single thing from this author, but it looks like there's a lot of books by him, so there's something. So yeah, we're going to be reading this, and I am really excited. And yeah, we'll be starting this just a little bit later together. Okay, my friends, now don't get mad at me, but I started reading Ship of Spells last night, and I don't think I'm in the mood for it. I really don't. I think it's going to be a really good book. I do think it's going to be a really good book. I just don't know if it's the book for me right now. I did not get very far into it, like, at all. I was extremely tired, so I'm sure that might be playing into it a little bit, but I just feel like it's a book where I'm going to have to focus a little bit more and concentrate a little bit more, and that's not where I'm really at right now. I kind of wanted something a little bit fluffier, a little bit easier to read, and I thought it was going to be like a little bit of a like cozy fantasy, and I think it's going to be a little bit more, I don't know, it could still be a cozy fantasy, but I feel like it's going to be more of like an adventure fantasy, and there's going to be a lot of like words I don't know that I'm going to have to pay attention to, because like they all have different like skill rankings and stuff, and I feel like I'll be able to figure it out, and it won't be too complex or anything, but I'm going to have to actually like think. So I don't know if it's the book for right now. I do think it's going to be good, but I don't know if it's the book for right now. I think I might pick up The Right Move, and read that this weekend instead to finish off this vlog because I had a really fun time with Mile High, and I feel like maybe I should just do that to keep the fluffiness going before like I get into some more intensely planned vlogs that I have. I think I might do that. So yeah, that might be the plan. We might be swapping in the right move because I think I need something a little bit fluffier. I don't think I'm gonna put this away quite yet. Like I'll leave it on my desk in case I start reading this and it's not the right move, but yeah, I think I might be just falling into this weekend instead. So we're gonna be trying out the right move by Liz Tom Forte. This is a sports romance. Our male main character is the captain of the Devils, Chicago's NBA team, and our female main character is his sister's best friend, and she ends up moving in with him, and then they end up fake dating. So it sounds really cute and really fun. And I met these characters in Mile High, and I really liked them both. So I think it's gonna be really fun to read their story. So we're gonna try this one next and see if I'm in the mood for this. And I know I still need to do a Rose Bargain little synopsis, so don't worry about that. I know that's on the agenda. Okay, let's talk about the Rose Bargain. So I finished this book 2 days ago now, and I ended up really liking it. So it is a young adult fantasy, so it is a little bit more on the fluffy side. And like I said, it was missing some of that depth that I would have enjoyed. Like I feel like some of the character development, some of the relationship development wasn't as strong as I would have liked. I think I would have gotten a lot more if there's just a little bit more substance there. But other than that, I ended up really liking this book. I'd say there was a twist about, I don't know, 75-80% of the way in that almost lost it for me. I was like, I wish I had my camera out when I was reading it, but I had a migraine. But I was just like, excuse me. And then a little bit later, like there was a twist after that, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. Like I can accept this, I can accept this. And then like there was another twist that I didn't see coming, and I was like, oh. And then there was another twist, and I was like, like I saw part of that twist coming, but like the whole of it, I was like, oh, okay. So then it was just kind of like explosion, flames, fireworks, end of book. And I was just like left there, kind of like, oh, oh. So I really like this book. I'd say it's like 4.25 right now. It might be 4.5, but right now it's 4.25 stars, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. Book 2 comes out, I think, in March. I'll double check that for you. Book 2 comes out soon, and I'm just definitely going to be picking it up and reading it because I really enjoyed it, and it was really good. So, yeah, I loved The Rose Bargain, and yeah, that's my feelings on it. I think that if you like fantasy, if you like living in the world of like the court, where like women and men are courting and they have to go to like the balls and all that kind of stuff. If you like living in that kind of world and high society, there we go. If you like living in like the high society, ballrooms, courting, that kind of world, and you like fantasy books and you like love triangles, but it was kind of even more messy than that. If you like all that kind of stuff, and you like princes, and you like, it was just so good. If that's the way you're into, definitely recommend this book. Like I said, don't expect it to be like fully like hard, in depth kind of stuff, but like a little bit fluffier, a little bit more fun. Really good. So I loved it. I loved it. I recommend. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna be starting the right move in just a little bit, and we'll see if I'm feeling it or not. I'll try to record more like reactions while I'm reading. I'm bad at setting up my camera while I'm reading, but day by day, we're working on getting better, right? Okay, so I just took a little time and I updated my reading journal again. So I filled out my whole summary and everything for the Rose Bargain. So I gave it 4.25 stars. It was a 2 spice level because it was like a little bit of explicitness, so I had to give it a 2. Tear Shed was like a half a tear because I feel like I got a little teary, but I didn't actually cry at all. After was a 1 because it was a little funny, but it wasn't like I was laughing out loud or anything. But in my summary, I put in what I loved about it, put in my overall thoughts, and yes, I would recommend. So I have my whole Rose Bargain page filled out. I didn't have a favorite quote. I didn't write down any quotes from the book, so I guess I didn't have a favorite. And then I started to fill out my elf bit challenge. So I have 2 done already. I have M, Mile High, and R, the Rose Bargain. And then I started my genre challenge, young adult, for the Rosebergen. There's not a romance genre, so that kind of sucks, but I read romance already. And then I did change my ebook tracker to a series tracker, and then I started tracking my series. So we have like The Windy City, and I read book one, and I know I believe there's five, so I put like 2, 3, 4, 5, but I haven't read those yet, so I didn't write those out. And then Rosebargen Duology, I put number one, Rosebargen, I put number two, because I think it's going to be duology, so only two. So my tracker is all up to date, and then I'm not going to put Ship of Spells in there yet, because I didn't get far enough to do that. But we'll see if I read that one or The Right Move, and then we'll be entering that in as I go. I really like doing this whole reading journal. I hope I can stick with it this year. I really do. Okay, friends, a little update. So I read 11 pages of The Right Move last night, and then Rainbow was there. Excuse me, sir. Nobody wants to see your butt. He went to the window. Hold on. Okay, so I read 11 pages of The Right Move last night, and I mean, it's cute so far. Obviously, I've just started it, but I think I'm gonna like it, and I think this is the mood I'm in. So the game plan is to continue to read this weekend if I'm feeling it, but that's the hope. We're gonna try to get this done this weekend to finish up this vlog. So let's see how it goes. It is now Monday, so I figured you guys would do an update. So The Right Move, I did end up getting into it a little bit, but not until yesterday evening. So funnily enough, this is a mood reading vlog, and I kind of went through all the different moods this week. The last couple of days, Friday and Saturday, and kind of like the first half of Sunday, I was in a little bit of a reading slump. So a mini little reading slump. I go through these phases where I don't have the concentration to sit down and read. I just don't have it. So I was in one of those phases for a few days. It was really frustrating. And I think that's why Ship of Spells didn't work out for me, because I was just entering into that reading slump, and it just wasn't time, because even The Right Move, I didn't want to pick it up. I didn't want to pick up anything. So I had a mini reading slump this weekend, but thankfully, Sunday evening, I kind of forced myself to sit down and pick up The Right Move a little bit more, and I'm so happy that I did, because yeah, I'm definitely into it now, and I feel like my reading slump is gone. I just want to keep reading. I'm only 62 pages in. I've read 6 chapters so far, but I feel like we jumped right into the storyline, and since it's a continuation of a series I was already kind of reading, I feel like I just kind of saw my characters again, and I was right back into the world, and I'm just really enjoying it so far. It's really fun. I really like our characters, and I think I like them. I don't want to say if I know if I like them more than the couple from the first book yet, but I'm really, really enjoying this couple and their banter, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I really love it, and she's so funny and such a hot mess, but just like so unapologetically herself. I love that. And then he's just like, he's so cold and reserved, but he's actually secretly so sweet, and he's done like a couple cute little sweet things so far already, and and her, like, she's so thoughtful, and I'm obsessed. I love it. So yeah, thankfully, I beat my reading slump a little bit, and I'm digging into The Right Move, and I'm really, really liking it. So I'm really happy about that. But with that being said, it is Monday, as I mentioned, and that does mean that this mood reading vlog needs to come to an end. So I will finish up this book in next week's vlog, perhaps. Maybe. It's kind of like themed next week. So I might just give you guys a little bit of an update just to keep you guys informed, and then we're going to have a fun themed reading vlog next week. But I just wanted to say that it definitely was a full mood reading week this week. I read whatever I was in the mood for. I had a bit of a reading slump. I had a very, very, very soft and light DNF. I know I'm going to be coming back to that book, so it's not a DNF for sure. It's just like a soft, light reading slump is coming DNF. But, guys, it was definitely a good mood reading week, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really good year of reading. I'm excited to read so many books this year and really just dig into so many different worlds. So I'm really excited. Let me know down below what you guys are reading this week. Have you guys had any like amazing reads that you found this year so far? Or are you kind of just like seeing how it goes, stretching through like the mediocre reads? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear about it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because I will be back today. Today is Tuesday, so I'll be back on Friday with my book chat, and then on Sunday with my weekly vlog. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys are having a fabulous January so far. Live well, read the books, and go discover, my friends.